Hello, I'm Iris Robinson. Today we're going to talk about why some kindergarten through 12th grade schools choose to encourage or to produce online classes for their students. I have already pulled up some websites that we're going to go and look at. The first one that we're going to look at is how online learning is revolutionizing K through 12 education and benefiting the students by Dan Lips. In here, he has some key points that he has already put out there, and he says that online or virtual learning has the potential to revolutionize K through 12 education by expanding access to the high quality teachers and providing instructions that is tailored to meet the student's specific needs. And he also said that historically, American students' learning opportunity has been limited and shaped by factors that is beyond their control. And he says that it's because of the geographic has been an important factor. And he asked the question, does the students live near a good school? Does the parents have financial means to place the students in a quality learning environment? And which all of those are good questions that we need to ask if we have kids that is in those grades, because everybody wants their child to get the best education that they can get. And he said that the online learning revolution is already underway in the United States. And it says that they have roughly over 1 million students that in the K through 12 student population are participating in some form of online learning. And he says that as of today, they have 27 states that offer virtual schools that allow the students to take classes online, and 24 states and also the District of Columbia that offer students the opportunity to attend the virtual school full time. I know in the state of Ohio we have one school I know that the kids can go and take all their classes online. They provide the kids with computers for their learning and other things to make sure that the students are successful with the virtual classrooms. And he also went on to say that students will be able to receive customized instructions from teachers anywhere in the United States or even in the world, and that the best teachers will use technology to reach more students. Virtual and blending learning programs will enable mass customization in education, allowing the students to learn at their own pace in a way that it is tailored to their learning styles and their interests. And he also did a study, and the study results was that students who took part in online classes performed better on the average than those taking courses through the traditional face-to-face instruction. In addition, the study also said that online learning has the potential to improve productivity and lower the cost of education and reducing a burden on the taxpayer. Now, most school systems are, as they say, strapped for money, don't have enough money. So that's why some of them are using these online classes, because it does not cost them that much revenue to be able to produce these classes. Now let's look at another website, which is from Educational World. It said using technology in the classroom, and it gives us, it said technology has always been the main focus on the educationalworld.com, and that this article has been updated many times, it's been rewritten, but it comes back with certain things that they need, that the online learning helps the class. And one of them was the social networking tips for teachers, that online classes. Let's go into that and see what it has to say. Okay, it says that social networking tips for teachers. The kid love to social network. Close that. But many teachers are leery of the risk of introducing the controversial technology to the classroom because they do not want the kids to be engaged in so much social networking too, because they want to make sure that the kids are learning in a safe environment, and with the social networking, they might not. So it goes on, it gives us other lists that or help, and it says teachers learn, and there's an app for that. And what they said there, that on the internet there is an app out there for mostly anything that we need. You can find an app for it on the internet. And it also went on to say that the 5th graders are soar in blog spearing, and that let's look at what this is talking about. Okay, blogging is not a means for students to show what they know. It brings the motivation and the purpose to the student learning. And Gillian Ryan, he told the World News that blogging is the purpose to students because it is a part of the world. It means that it is a means for the students to use communication as a tool that is relevant. It's not just asking them to write and respond to this. I had, in one class, I had to do blogging. And all it is that you're telling what you feel. So let's go back and see what else this article has to say about using technology in the classroom, why it is good. Okay, it says the next thing it talks about is podcasting promotes reading. And the librarian Melissa Bell, she's challenged students to create a podcast about their favorite books. So what the students had to do here, they read the books, then they created their own podcast talking about it, the book that they read. And that is a fun way for the kids to learn. So I can see where podcasting does promote reading, and that is another good advantage that why the schools should promote online learning. Then it says that another one that it says it gives us 8 tips for successful online facilitation. And let's go in here and see what these 8 tips are that it gives us. 8 tips for a successful online course. Okay. Tip number 1 is addressing the logistics of the course in your course material, and make sure that they are obvious and easy access and not buried in a syllabus or other documents. And I have to agree with that, because we need to make the material easy for the kids to get to, because most kids nowadays, they're not going to take time to read a lot about what they need to do. So you need to make it have an easy access for them. And it says that logistics can include how often students can log in and participate in the course, and it also sets up the assessment rubric. And it goes on to give us an example about how this Tanya and I have found it helped to create a syllabus and assignment checklist so that it can be printed for the course participation. That way it enables the students to know exactly what they needed to do. And that's one thing that will help promote the online classes for the students, is that once the students know exactly what they need to do, then they are able to accomplish the task. And it also says that enables your virtual students to work their way through the context for a specific topic within the overall of the course study. Another way these kids are able to work on their own. So now tip number 2 tells us that personalize your online learning environment with multimedia. So you can accomplish that by including video testimony from former students or course instructions by district facilitators. For an example is that if you have a lot of videos for the kids to see how others has done, for example, that can help them in their online courses. Tip number 3, it says develop and sharing material with potential participants. And it said make the course material available online is important, but it is also necessary to share the printed resource you use or using to advertise the class online. And if you have a good advertisement of the class online, most students will want to take that class. So that's another way to encourage the school to use online courses. Number 4, it says set up a forum that addresses the social dilemma. Set up a forum that addresses the social dimensions of introducing people and getting them to know each other, as well as a forum for dealing with technical aspects. And by doing this, if you set up the forum, you'll be able to address any problems so that when you do encourage students K through 12 to use online classes, they will know exactly if they have a problem, how they can fix that problem. And if you start the K through 12, if you start kindergarten online, the parents most likely is going to have to help the kids, so that'll be a good thing for them to do, for the parents to go in there and see what kind of problems that they might encounter. Tip number 5 told us to remember the scaffold and support learning conversation rather than dominating them. And that means part of the scaffold and support is providing regular feedback and interacting with participants online. Yes, we do need to interact with these online courses for them to be successful. Tip number 6 says don't be afraid to summarize and landscape the ongoing conversation periodically. And at regular intervals, we need to remind the students what their expectations are, and that's going to help them to stay focused on the assignment. And tip number 7 says avoid long discussion posts as well as posts that features a lot of questions. And it said focus discussion around one central question and resemble an illustrated problem. And that's best for the kids, because if you give them too much, they might not be able to answer the question to the best of their ability, and that will help the students stay online. Tip number 8 was encourage people to discover another strength and what they have they can bring to the table. And by having K through 12 schools online for their students, it is encouraging the kids to discover something new, because they're going to find out that once they discover something new, that they have strengths in other areas and that they have something that they can bring to the table. So let's go back and see what else it talks about in this article, because it gave us a list of things as to why using the technology to help the kids in the classroom, why the schools should encourage online. And another reason it says is that it says 7 brilliant things teachers do with technology. Let's look and see what these 7 things that they are. Okay. By bringing technology into the school system through online courses, it will help to empower the kids with technology. And it says technology is an amplifier of the nature ability in which the students can already do it. We just have to push them along. And brilliant teachers see that good writers become better writers and good debaters become great debaters because of the online classes. And they do not see technology as a crunch but as a propeller, meaning that it's going to help these kids to learn more. And it also talks about another reason why the school district should bring online classes to their students is that creativity finds and use research. Because of technology that they found, more kids are being creative out there. So it's helping the students to be more creative. And it talks about making conference real time. And then it's the fourth reason it says why it's better for the kids to encourage the school to produce online classes, that it puts the kids in touch with the real world. You have a classroom of brilliant teachers and they have no walls, meaning that those teachers is limited as to what they can teach these kids in the classroom. So online is put the kids in touch with the world. It means it's no barriers up for them. They can learn a lot of stuff through the online classes. Now it says accept the role of a co-learner. And it said one of the biggest signs of intelligent people is that they tend to willingly admit that they don't know something. Online classes, if they don't know it, they can always research it because they're online. And it says that the sixth reason is that kids can use their own device to teach them. Most kids nowadays have the smartphone. And with the smartphone, they're able to do a lot of stuff. Now, when I was growing up, we didn't have computers back then. We had to go to the library. But now, because schools are choosing to use the online classes, kids can go online on their phone and they can do their homework on their phone and turn it in because of all of this new technology that we have. And number 7 says, delight and discovers the newest and the fun technology holds. Out there online, you can find you can find games for math problems. If a child is having a problem with their addition and subtraction, by having the online schools, kids can go out there and they have games out there that will help to teach them how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, algebra, calculus. It's online, has no limit to what it can teach the kids. So it's best for them to use the online. And it says that having online classes for their students, the technology won't make a poor teacher a good one, but it can make a good teacher a better one. It can help the teacher, the great teachers, the ones that students remember for the rest of their lives, because they will have taught them more online than they can teach them in a classroom. All right, let's go back and see what else before we move on to another article, because I thought this article was very interesting because it had all of these things oh, here's a good one. Driving down education costs. This is probably one of the biggest reasons why some schools K through 12 have choose to encourage online classes for their students, because online learning can drive down the cost of education. And with most school districts, the way that they are, they don't have the money that they need to really implement some programs. So with having online, it can help them to implement those programs that they can online. Technology to do that is available, and perhaps one of the most easily applied than motion sensors. So students can meet live with instruction via on classroom platforms. And it says instruction can reteach lessons or tutor students by bringing up a PowerPoint lecture from the prior week, or walk the students through handout via the whiteboard. But it says thousands of schools could begin a significant reduced by required office hours by enabling instructors to have students meet online in a way that it exceeds the capacity of email communication. Teachers would then stop wasting campus resources because they can conduct office hours from home or any location of their choice. And that is going to help bring down the cost of education, and most school districts will be saving money. So that's one reason why that the schools should encourage online classes for their students. And it also gives us an example. A math instructor with an inexpensive writing tablet can easily teach any mathematical concept by using a virtual whiteboard. That meaning that students don't necessarily, school system don't necessarily have to buy books because you can put everything online. So that's one good reason. And then it said when the lesson plan must be followed, it's frustrating to reteach material they've already covered. So teacher can spend more time and effort deciding how to cover the course material online. So that was another good reason why some K-12 schools choose to encourage or produce online classes for their students because it drives down education costs with online learning. Okay, so let's go to another one. I found this one, and it says using technology in teaching. And it goes by to say the first sentence says it all. Technology usher in fundamental structure changes that integrate to achieving significant and improves in productivity. And it says use to support both teaching and learning. Technology influences the classroom with digital learning tools such as computers and handheld devices. And it goes on to say that virtual learning or online learning. It talks about how 48 states and the District of Columbia are currently supporting online opportunity that ranges from supplementing classroom instructions on an occasional basis to enrolling students in a full-time program. And like I said before, Ohio has an online school, and they have a lot of kids that attend that school because it's better for them. The kids don't have to worry about them being bullied or anything like that. They can work at their own pace. That's why some schools have chosen to encourage and produce online classes for their students. We got a commercial up here in Ohio, and they are promoting their online school, and it talked about one girl. She was saying how she was bullied at school, but because of her doing the online schooling, she was able to get her diploma. Then they had another one that she had got pregnant, and she thought she was going to drop out of school, but because of Ohio having the virtual or the online school, she was able to get her diploma, and now she's able to go out there and find a job to take care of her child. So this article also talks about blended learning, and it says the opportunity that incorporates both face-to-face and online opportunity. The degree to which learning takes place and way it is integrated into the curriculum can carry across schools. So it takes the strategy of blending online learning and the school-based instructor is often utilized to accommodate students' diverse learning styles and enable them to work before and after school in a way that was not possible with full-time conversion classroom. So that's why most schools are going to the online, because you have some teenagers that has to find a job, unfortunately, to help their family out. So this way, with the online classes, they can go to school before they go to work, or they can go to school after they go to work. So it says online learning has the potential to improve educational productivity by accelerating the rate of learning and taking advantage of learning time outside of school hours. And it helps to reduce the cost of instructional material because everything is online, and it better utilize the teacher's time. So that was a very good little article. I'm going to take some notes down from that article. I'm going to save it so I can go back later. Let me do that right now. And so I have a blank sheet, but I got a page pulled up. We'll do it there. Okay. So we'll save that. Okay, so let's go to another one. And this article is K through 12 online computer-based curriculum. And it says that K through 12 is one of the most ambiguous attempts to harness computer and internet for homeschooling. And it combines the traditional text, real books, and online activity with the computer-based instruction activities. And it approach to education has a tremendous problems. And it also talks about how the K through 12 has a solid and challenging academic instruction using to innovate delivery tools. And it says that the curriculum has been created by teachers and educational leaders, and also with some input from the parents. So it says this curriculum also recognizes the value of the activity to accommodate the student's learning style. And with this program here is talking about, it said 25% of the work is done online, while the rest involve workbooks, worksheets, projects, and all that. So it's a good thing. This article talks about the K through 12 online computer-based curriculum. And over here it tells us everything that it has. So it's not a problem to set up your online classes. So that's why it is encouraged that these school districts produce online classes, because most parents are now homeschooling their kids. And by them homeschooling their kids, they're using most of their stuff online. So let's look at this article here. Oh, this is going to be a very interesting one. And it's from the Connection Academy blog. And it said, why virtual schools for K through 12 grades is more like college than you think. Okay, so let's go down and see what it has to say. It said virtual school students learn in the classroom. They socialize with their class, do hand-on activities. They can simply do all these things from home, in which they can. So it says that it wants to take a virtual look at the elements of virtual schools that are similar to college, in which the online class, it has independence and it gives students independence. And it says that students love the sense of freedom they experience when they go to college. And that is a shared feeling for those that are going to the virtual high schools and the online learning. It said while the students at the brick and mortar schools are supervised directly by teachers throughout the day, that the virtual school students work with learning coaches who encourage them to develop independent study skills so that they can take charge of their own learning. That's another example why some schools should encourage online classes for their students, because it gives them their independence, and it teaches them how to develop those independent skills that they're going to need after they get out of high school. Because once they get out of high school and they find a job, they're not going to have a teacher that'll tell them you need to do this, this, and this. Online schools give them that independence. It teaches them how the independent study skill. That way, once they get out, they'll be able to do what they have to do. Okay, then it also talks about how online school is like college, flexible schedules and customization. And it said the online school students have flexibility of their schedule depending on the grade level and their individual need. Wow. Some virtual classroom sessions may occur on a fixed schedule, and that you, the parent, and their child can set the times for their lessons, and they can decide what order to cover the subjects each day, as long as they meet their deadline and they stay on track with their lesson. And also goes on to say that students can also customize their curriculum by extending the supplement of their core classes with the elective courses of their choices. So, having classes online gives our students flexible schedules. That way, if the child parents work in the daytime, the child can do their online work after the parents get off, so in case they need to help them, so they can fix their schedule the way that they want to. And then it also talks about time management, and it says that students who attend virtual school, the brick and mortar school or the college, need to have good time management, and that is with any class that we take, whether it's in the brick and mortar school or it's online. We also have to know how to set our time. We need to know how to time manage, how to set up so much time for this and so much time for that one. So that is a good idea. And it said that online students must exercise self-discipline to create their own routine. That's a reason why schools should encourage or produce online classes, because it gives our students, it teaches our students self-discipline. And most kids need to have self-discipline to be able to survive in this world. That is a good reason why online schools is better for all around. And now it said that it might have a rigid coursework in which, yes, online schools material are a little rigid, okay? But that's where they have to come in contact with their teachers, and their teachers can teach them, can go to the whiteboard and explain anything that they need to be able to get their assignment done. And it says that virtual school also offer a lot of options that can help your child prepare for college. And that is one of the biggest reasons why that the K through 12 schools should encourage or produce online classes for their students, because it offers a lot of options that can help our kids prepare for college, because those kids can go out there and they can take a placement courses that covers college level material. They can do career technology. Online school can induce your child to various career paths, which can help him make important decisions about his future. And also the last thing that this article talks about is broad community. It says students in college and virtual school meet classmates from different places. And that is so true. Having the online classes that I have taken, I live in Ohio, but I have met people from Michigan. And we had a woman in our class. She was from London. I have one that was from England. I have met one that was in Germany. I have met a lot of people from all over the world. And having classes online teaches you can have friends in other places besides the United States. That's one good thing, because those kids can set up pen pal, and they can teach them some of the things that goes on in the United States. We can teach them. They can teach us some things that goes on in their country. That's why it is a good idea for us to have the online classes. Okay, so let's see if we can find us something, another reason why. Oh, online learning is beneficial to public education. Let's look at this and see what it has to say. Oh, this is a little video. Let's listen to what he has to say. A YouTube video. We're not going to, well, his is 13 minutes. We're not going to listen to him that long. But it asks in this article, it said online school is benefit for students. It's not just a fad within education. And we don't have time to watch that video because that video is 13 minutes long. And they have this teacher on here, Allie Carr Shellman. Okay, she says that she has been teaching online environment for many years, and that the research here is pretty clear. And it says that the study has found that she says there's no significant difference between online and face-to-face traditional measurement of achievement in context. The good news is that it means online learning is working, and that's what they need to know, that it does work. It says that, I'm trying to read so we can see what's. It says, okay, let's go to, she said online education. This is another one that's given her, she's speaking from her personal experience. She said online education took me by surprise. I already deepened entrenched in my chosen profession as a school principal. I was offered the opportunity to earn a master's degree. She did it online. So that shows that online schools is good for, we know it's good for college. Okay, now this man, he talks about online schools is here to stay. He said online learning opportunities for K-12 students are growing by leaps and bounds. It said the most recent Keeping Pace report from the United States shows that over 1 million students are already taking at least some courses online. Then he talks about Florida virtual school, and that the online enrollment has rapidly expanded. So to have accomplished concerns. It says that educating parents worry about losing the nutrient intimacy of the teacher and students who are connected to each other face to face. But he likes the online learning. Okay, now this one says the 3 key benefits that exist for online learning is that online is a valuable educational choice for many Colorado students, and that their families are seeking an alternative to the traditional high school setting because a need for more challenging class, family circumstances, or the need for family flexibility. Many students, virtual high school have meant the difference between giving up school altogether and earning a high school diploma. That is one of the biggest reasons why K-12 schools should encourage and produce online classes for their students, because it can mean the difference between a student giving up school or earning a high school diploma. He said that there are 3 primary benefits. Individualized learning plan that caters to students and unique students' learning style and level. It said every student learn different, and that's correct. And that some students learn quickly while others more slowly. So some learning visual, while others learn by reading textbook. Online education can tailor a learning plan to meet the unique needs for each learner. And then he talks about the flexible schedule, like we have discussed that before, that high school students today have a lot going on in their lives, like some of them have. Some students must work to support themselves and their family, like I said before. And while other engage in time-consuming extracurricular activities like competitive sports, the online education gives students a flexible option that allows them to do what they need to do to graduate from high school at the same time. And he also went on to say that online education provides the option as it can be completed anytime and anywhere. That is one of the biggest benefits of online classes for students, because the class time can be completed at any time and anywhere. They do not just have to be in the classroom. And then it said the real-time monitoring and student process success. It says that online education leverage a web-based curriculum that tracks the progress and success using high-touch methods, instantly illustrating what work was done, what information you know as a result, and what you still need to learn to graduate in time. In traditional school, time is fixed and learning is variable, whereas in the online classes, the flexible web-based curriculum offered through online education has flipped this data approach, making learning fixed times and variable to meet the specific need of each student. And that's one of the biggest reasons why some K through 12 schools should encourage and produce online classes, because it's all about the kids. If we can give them a flexibility so that they're able to do their time and let them work at their own pace, we will get more out of the students. Because when they're working at their own pace, it is a sense of, this belongs to me, and if I don't do it, I don't graduate. We're giving them a sense of responsibility, and that's what most of them need, a sense of responsibility, and that's what the online school does for them. So, it gives them, the online schooling is a good idea, and I will encourage the online schooling for K through 12, more so high school students. Now, as of the smaller kids, when we offer the online schooling for them, I will offer them only certain classes that way, because the parents is going to help them. But with our high school age students, I say 7th grade on up, yes, it is. I would recommend that the schools choose and encourage produce the online classes, because it gives them that benefit that they can work at their own pace. It gives them the flexible time that they can do their work at their own place. And it lets them schedule their own time in case some of them have a job or whatever. But one of the biggest benefits why I will encourage or produce online classes for their schools is because it is a cost saving to the school system. The school system will not have to buy the books, because they can put everything, the teacher can put everything online. They don't have to worry about getting these kids all these books. And nowadays, most classes now does not have enough books for their kids to learn off of, and that's bad, because some school system just does not have the money that it takes to buy enough books for each one of their kids, each one of their students to have. And this online schooling, it does. It's drive down the cost of education while they're still learning online. So that's one of the biggest reasons why. Because technology is out there and it is available for us, and we need to take advantage of what's out there. And it's not going to cost the school systems a whole lot of money, because they're able to save money by using the technology that they have already incorporated online for those different schools. So I would encourage all schools K through 12 to produce online courses for their students. Like I said before, kindergartners, start them off with 1 or 2 classes. But as the students get up, offer more classes online. So that is the end of my discussion for today. I hope that you have enjoyed listening to me. And I will be back with another discussion later on to talk about the online classes. You have a nice evening.